Okay, welcome, guys.
Hello,
Today
welcome to
we
today's video.
we need to talk about some very important coaster-ish amusement park related news that we recently heard. Right now it's Friday night, so
Yes,
this won't be published like Saturday at 9 a.m. unless I want to
yeah, by the time
work
this
on
releases,
it.
this is
When
probably going
Derek
to
and I
be
have our
old news.
conversations, it lasts. When we have our conversations, it lasts for hours without a doubt, which is great. So
Yes,
I'm not going to edit tonight, but I'm going to get it up as soon as possible while the news is still in, because this is
yes,
something we need to talk about.
this
Uh,
is
uh,
something very, very big.
yeah, and I'm not going to add like too many memes into the ending of the video, just so it's published as quickly as possible.
Yes,
And only do like necessary edits. So, what happened was Cedar Fair is no more.
or is it?
Actually, it kind of. See, the thing is, Six Flags and Cedar Fair. I have this background that you might notice on Discord. That's quite
They
cool.
kind of
They
yeah, I have one
merged.
too. Yeah, they kind of did like that.
A merge, which is a topic that I've learned about in accounting class
Yes,
and some other things of mine. Just so clear, I have a degree in accounting from University of Spoin, cum laude. So sounds suggestive. It actually means you have very good academic work. That I didn't make up
isn't
the
it
name.
cum
It's just
laude?
cum laude. You're kind of right. I am stupid idiot.
And no, it's not cum loud. Or is it?
Can we try to not say something suggestive for 30 seconds?
Oh, that is just impossible.
Uh, let's find out. I'll put a timer on screen starting
Put a
now.
timer up here.
So I have a degree in accounting, so I know how businesses work, kind of. Like, I wouldn't call myself
Yes.
an expert. I still haven't got a job yet, but I will eventually. So I know a thing or two about how businesses work. So you might be wondering, what do I think of this situation? Is it something to be excited about, worry about, or is it a giant nothing burger? Let's analyze the facts first. Just the facts first, and then we will tell you what we think about it. But feel free to form
Yes.
your own opinion and predictions. Like, it's going to take a year or even years to figure out what exactly is going to happen, but let's just think about it. So, uh, Sierra Fair and Six Flags have merged, the two biggest theme park chains in the country. I like having Google
Yes.
Maps. It's kind of like my
Actually,
thinking pad. I
in
like
North
thinking
America,
geographically.
because they have parks in Canada and
Canada
Mexico.
and one in Mexico. That's right. The new company is now worth $8 billion. Wow.
Yes.
It they decided to keep the name of Six Flags.
Just because of
But
brand recognition.
that's
But
true.
what's
Like, you
interesting
gotta admit,
about that,
the guy driving the bus to the house.
yes.
The guy comes to the house and picks up some children.
Oh, dang it. We said something suggestive.
No,
We failed already.
no. I think that was just 30 seconds. So I think we're fine.
I mean, you did say a guy comes to a house and picks up children.
And the entire people in the advertising office were like, yeah, that's what we have to do.
Yeah, that is what we need to get people into our parks.
I knew Six Flags existed since I was like 9 years old. I didn't know Cedar Fair was a thing until I was a coaster enthusiast. So
Yeah.
I think they picked the right name. But to compensate, it's basically Cedar Fair in every other way. They have the Cedar Fair CEO.
Yeah.
51% of the stockholders are Cedar Fair,
And
and
the CFO
the
of
stock
Cedar Fair
ticket
is also the CFO of the new Six Flags.
and the stock code for Cedar Fair, FUN, is now the stock code for Six Flags.
The new Six
Yeah, yeah,
Flags.
the new
And then
Six
Salim
Flags
Basu
kind.
is just a chairman of the board and
So that means technically, in the stupidest way possible, Salim Basul has resigned.
Well, shit.
But again, he's the president, so
Well, no, I thought
I don't want
Richard
to.
Zimmerman was president and CEO, and Salim
Executive
Basul.
chairman. That's what I mean. I don't
Yes,
know exactly what these roles are. I study
yeah,
accounting, not uh business administration. So uh
right. We don't
so
really. I mean, the 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 Let's try
oh
this again.
also
The
their
board of chairman
headquarters is
is
in Charlotte, North Carolina.
the board of chairman is a very high ranking like position. If you're a chairman
Very
on the
high.
board of directors, that's a very high position. But I don't think it's the highest. But I think Salim Basul is kind of like, I guess, the
He's at least
executive of
third
that.
ranking.
Yeah, at
At least
least
third
third,
ranking.
probably like
Uh
second.
so now that the two companies are merged, they can use each other's assets, and some of their assets, these being non-tangible, are licensing agreements. You might know that Cedar Fair has licensing to the Peanuts characters, and Six
Yes.
Flags is very famous for Looney Tunes and DC. So now that that's the case, and it's all one company, some of the licensing for one park chain can go to the other. Which all right, that's something to consider. Like for example, at Six Flags America, you could see a a Peanuts themed ride in the kids area.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like a Looney Tunes boomtown area, but I mean, it's possible. And you could see DC or Looney Tunes themed at where is it, King's Dominion,
Right.
which all right, that's something I could get used to. But one concern of mine was that they would take already existing rides, and it's a concern of other memers as well, that they would take already existing rides and rename it to Goliath or Batman the Ride or Flash Virgo Velocity.
Or
I-
Superman the
Is this
Ride.
is this going to happen?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I'm going to
I
be paying attention to it if it does. If they rename Banshee to Batman the Ride, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to fly through the Bay Bridge, through West Virginia, to Cincinnati, and I'm going to get into the park of Kings Island, and I'm going to be protesting with signs if they rename Banshee to Batman the Ride. But James, you're DC's Batman the Ride, James. It's a sarcastic joke about how crazy Six Flags is about the branding, alright? And feel free to make
so
your own
I
comments. I don't
think
want to dominate the
I think
conversation.
it's safe to say that Millennium Force will not be renamed to Superman Ride of Steel. Or will it be?
Or will it? No, because remember, most of the stockholders, 51%, are Cedar Fair, which basically gives you 100% of the control. Like, the merged
Yeah.
company, it's Six Flags only in name, really, but
Yeah.
most of the influence will be Cedar Fair. So, uh,
Yeah,
if
and it
uh,
makes sense
if Cedar
because
Point, for example, gets a Bugs Bunny Boomtown, like I could get used to that. Sure, that's fine. I
yeah,
don't go
sure.
to kids area very often, so I don't care. If they made an entirely new ride
Very
with
often.
DC theming, I'm not sure how I'd think of that. I mean, there was a whole generation of people like imagine if you grew up with Riverside Park and then suddenly you got all these superhero named rides. I mean, maybe I could
Yeah.
get used to that, but they better not rename currently existing rides to uh unusual licensing to the park. And
Yeah.
on one of my group chats, I found a list of information about it. Where is it? Oh no, I can't find it. I didn't save it to my pictures. Darn it! But uh,
Well,
uh,
shit.
it said things like the parks are going to operate as is like there won't be any
Yes.
major renamings. In Costa Studios view, they suggested that Cedar Point might be have an extension to its name, like Cedar Point, a Six Flags park.
That is going to be very weird.
I'm not sure how I've heard. feel about that? I mean, you don't have to say
I
the whole
mean,
thing. That's just
maybe
you can call it Cedar Point. You're not obligated to call it Cedar Fair Six Flags Park. You don't have to, but it could be the official title. I don't
something.
know.
Another video I watched on this was from Hollywood Studios, and he suggested maybe reverting the names of current Six Flags parks back to their original names. So, like, Six Flags Great Adventure would just be Great Adventure. Magic Mountain would just be Magic Mountain, and so on.
That's an interesting
And
decision.
then the
Remember,
original
it's
Six Flags
basically
parks
Cedar
can
Fair
keep
with
their
the name
Six
of Six
Flags
Flags.
names. So over
Right.
Texas,
Six
over
Flags over Texas
and then St.
could
Louis,
they
and
change
then over Georgia. Although it was originally
right
called Six Flags over Midwest, right? Over the Midwest,
over
something
Mid
like that.
America, but
Mid America. Okay, yeah.
that's an interesting decision. And uh, while the name recognition is something that Six Flags does quite well in, the Cedar Fair taking ownership of the parks could add another element to it that could be very useful to the park's atmosphere. Like, if you don't know what these park chains are, I mean, if it has Six Flags name, it was owned by Six Flags. But the other
Yes.
that don't have the Six Flags name directly attached to it are uh, Frontier City, LaRonde, and Great Escape. Although Great Escape is called Six Flags Park, and if you don't know what
Yes.
Cedar Fair is, here's a list of the parks they own right here. If you go to any of those parks, you gave money to Cedar Fair. They provide that experience
Yes.
for you. And overall, I like Cedar Fair more than Six Flags. My average
I
visit
do
to a
as
Cedar
well.
Fair park is better than my average visit to a Six Flags park.
I will
But
agree
Six
with that.
Flags is cheaper. It's known as a
Yeah.
discount chain. But then Salim Basul
But then
came.
Salim Basul.
Oh no.
What?
um, Salim Basul came. I
Oh,
cannot
god
think of that
damn it!
word. I
The
cannot think of that word.
Alright, stop the timer.
Oh,
We
yeah,
we officially
let's
ran
just
out.
get out here.
Yeah, alright, bye. No, the video's not over.
Until Salim Basul got to the position of CEO and decided all the parks should have a premium experience. What he meant by that was a premium price
Premium.
without premium experience, premium price without anything else.
More
Why
like
spend a
premium
hundred bucks
horse
to go to?
shit.
Why spend $100 to go to Six Flags America when Disney is almost the same price? Just go there.
Or you could go to King's Dominion or Hershey Park.
Yeah, that's always an option. We go to Hershey Park almost every year, even though we've both completed the park. It kind of
It's
feels like a
just
home
that
park
good.
now. Even though, let me remind you, we live here. We live here. It's fuck far from everything. Yet we go here at least once a year, like if not twice,
That is
1.5 times a
socialist.
year. This is socialist. This merger is socialist. Even though it's the exact definition of capitalism, but don't worry about it.
We don't need
Uh,
to worry about it. Just keep your goddamn mouth shut.
So, of the parks that will remain in this merging, notice how I word that. I don't think with Cedar Fair parks they're going to be too much different. Six Flags might see some good changes since they have a bigger pool of money they can work from. Although since they have so many flagship parks, Cedar Point, Kings Island, Carowinds, Great Adventure, Great America, and Magic Mountain, or depending on your definition of
And
flagship is
maybe the
Knott's Berry
Texas
Farm,
parks.
maybe the Texas parks. Though those are quite good, I've heard. Like there's so many big parks now that every enthusiast wants to
Yeah.
go to. Uh, and so many resources would be poured into them. We were wondering, what would the neglected parks look like? Like Michigan's Adventure for Cedar Fair, or Great Escape and America for Six Flags. What's going to happen to them? Are they going to be even more neglected, or are they going to
Yeah.
see some change? And here's another
That's gonna
question
be
I had.
interesting to see.
Here's another question I had briefly, but then we kind of answered it like in a second. Uh, you might know that California's Great America is thinking about closing. Is the deal going to change at all during this merger? No, I think California's Great America is just as doomed, if not more doomed, because
I think
this
I think with this
and
merger, its lifespan just
Six
got
Flags Discovery
shortened by
Kingdom.
about like 5 years.
So you better go get in a plane and go to California ASAP. Go to California's Great
Okay,
America while
okay,
you
I'll see you
can.
later.
No, not to this second. I meant in 2024.
A few moments later.
Okay, I'm back. It was great.
Okay, good. Uh,
It was Great
so
America. Okay, I didn't actually go to California's Great America.
ah, you are so punny. Okay. So
Or did I?
these two were owned by different companies. And so there's incentive to make this park better. So all the guests that live in San Francisco would go to California's Great America, and then Six Flags Discovery Kingdom would think, oh, the guests are going to. I almost said Six Flags Great America.
I mean, technically,
California's Great America and
Six
Six Flags.
Flags California's Great America.
No, don't worry. We're not going to see that. We're not going to see Six Flags over Cedar Points. No, we're not going to see Six Flags Richmond. We're not
Six
going to
Flags
see
over Lake
Six
Erie.
Flags Dorney Park. Coming to Six Flags Fiesta Lake Erie. Giant Mr. Six. As someone posted a roller coaster jerk. If I can find it by the time I edit this video, I'll put it on the screen.
Yes.
A giant Mr.
A giant Mr. Six.
I would actually unironically love to see a statue of Mr. Six just in a park like that. He
Yeah,
looks
that
so
would
happy,
be
but
quite
actually
funny.
he's just staring into your soul, thinking, "Wait, did you really just spend $100 here when you could have just gone to King's Dominion? You silly little person." Or how about this? It's actually it looks like a statue, but it's actually a robot. And then at random times, like when people go to see the statue, it starts dancing all of a sudden, and it scares the little child.
Imagine little kids just having nightmares of Mr. Six going.
So this park gets more guests, for example. And then this park thinks, oh, all the guests are going here. We better do something to make the guests go here instead. And so they do. And then Great America thinks the same thing. And then that's the beauty of competition. You're always trying to make a better product.
Yes.
But
and then
my fear
with-
is, since these two companies are owned by these two parks are owned by the same company. Well, not yet. The details will
Not
be
yet,
finalized in
but
Q1
soon.
of
Soon.
2024. Although one commenter said that maybe the FTC would stop it because they're afraid of a monopoly. I don't like monopolies. They might stop it. Maybe if they do,
Yeah.
then that'd be great. If not, well, that's another thing to thank Woodrow Wilson for. I don't think I told you guys how much I hate Woodrow Wilson. Ugh, I hate him.
I do not like Woodrow Wilson.
I hate Woodrow Wilson.
I hate Woodrow Wilson.
Your whole body disappeared.
Woodrow Wilson is socialist.
You know, there's actually one commentator that said that unironically. I mean, when we call someone socialist, it's a joke. We're making fun of people who use that as a buzzword for everything. But someone actually called Woodrow Wilson socialist unironically. Guess who it was? Ben Shapiro. In his presidential ranking unironically.
Technically, let's say, hypothetically, let's just say that Woodrow Wilson was, in fact, a socialist. So I think that he was socialist because that's how Ben Shapiro talked. Shut the fuck up!
Now that these two parks will be owned by the same company, if this park is better, all the people will go over here, which will just take revenue away from California's Great America, or vice versa. So they would just be cannibalizing each other's sales. So since land is more expensive near San Jose than Vallejo, I guess, because there's more development here. Why keep California's Great America alive any longer
Yeah,
when Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is over here? So this is probably
yeah.
a death sentence for California's Great America, and that's the one thing that I worry about. No matter how many videos about this I see, there's one fear of mine that just won't go away, and that is parks close together might close. Now, we were
Yes.
wondering
It's
which
like
one would
with
go first.
it's like
Magic,
you have certain situations, like obviously California's Great America and Discovery Kingdom. But then you have other situations like Knott's and Magic Mountain, which those are
not
two very profitable parks for both companies. So I don't
where's
think those parks are
where's
going
Buena
anywhere.
Park.
So
Yeah,
I
these
think
two have rich histories. They've been around for a long time,
and
and
and Disney and Universal are like right nearby, so those parks are not going anywhere.
so they have two assets right here in their portfolio. That's a word I
Also,
always like. Portfolio of
I
assets.
can't see your screen.
Shit!
I just
You could
realized
see the screen the whole time?
I didn't even
Shit!
realize you were sharing it until
Why
you
did you
said, "Where's
tell
Buena
me?
Park?" I didn't know.
I shit. So,
I
i-
shit.
if I were a California resident, here's what I would do. If I live like over here, oh, I can visit Magic Mountain like on Saturdays when I'm done with work or school or whatever. I can go to Magic Mountain on Saturday with season pass. Cool. And like once a month, I might go down to Knott's Berry Farm and ride the rides there. Fun. These two parks have enough differences where I don't think the axe will get one of them chopped down. This one has very interesting coasters like X2 and Twisted Colossus. This one is
Yes,
more beautiful. It's called Knott's Berry Farm, so it's kind of
it
themed
is a
to
very
the
nice
country.
park.
I mean, you are better at describing it than I am, since you're actually
Right.
at both of these
Right.
parks.
Knott's is definitely more of like a quality over quantity, whereas Magic Mountain, it has the most coasters of any park in the world. Of course, it's quantity.
20 coasters.
20,
It
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
definitely quantity over quality.
Knott's is more quality.
Absolutely. Plus, in the middle,
Although
you have downtown Los Angeles.
both parks have good coasters. Like Magic Mountain has
Very
Twisted
good.
Colossus and X2. Those are world class. And Knott's has Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
That's world class as well.
Ghost Rider, yeah. In the middle here is Los Angeles. So, like where I live, 52 miles, you can drive it in an hour, no problem. But 52 miles in Los Angeles, that could easily take you 2.5 hours. Uh, the
Yeah.
distance will feel like a lot longer. So, no one from here is ever going to want to go here unless they really, really wanted to or had to. So, in terms of what it feels like, the distance is good enough, so it's worth having two parks. Plus, there's Los Angeles is famous for entertainment, so you go there for
Yeah.
entertainment. So I think those two parks are absolutely safe. But there are a couple other things I've been wondering. Six Flags America and Kings
Six
Dominion.
Flags America and King's Dominion. I think we know who's on the chopping block for this one.
All right, but let's talk about
Adventure
it.
Park USA.
All right, that's it. We figured out everything that's going to happen with the merger. Video over. Goodbye,
All right,
guys.
bye guys. All right, see you later. Get out.
That's it. That's all the answers. Okay, but for real, these two parks are 83 miles apart, so about 1.5, 2 hours depending on traffic. We have plans to return to both of these parks in 2024, as well as one park that we haven't gone to yet.
I just
That's going to
realized
be very exciting when it happens.
something. So you know how we
What?
had a meme name for the past year 2023, which was Wild Fuck
Wild Book
2023?
2020, which I invented by accident.
We
Oh,
haven't
do you
even
have an idea?
thought of one for 2024 yet.
Huh.
I don't know what it
What could it be?
um Wild
Uh,
Fuck 2024? I mean that doesn't really
no,
work.
that
No.
It doesn't have the same ring to it.
Oh, 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 oh,
Shit!
oh.
What? What? Do you have an idea?
Oh, is that your suggestion?
No, it wasn't originally, but now that you mention it, should we just call today for shit? Like,
Wait,
yeah.
I
Do
have
you
an
have
idea.
an idea?
So continuing the trend of the Fuchs being in the name of the year, we could just call it 2020 Fuck.
2020. You had
2020
no
Fuck.
idea in 2021 how much of your fuck would be a meme. 2020 fuck. Get ready, guys. Around the corner is 2020 fuck.
In less than 2 months, it will be 2020 Fuck.
Which means 2020 was 4 years ago. I'm still processing 2019.
Holy penis.
Holy penis indeed. We have plans to go to both of these parks in 2020. And I think since the chains announced their new additions for 2024 already, I think their contract of operations has been renewed again for 2024. So this is more like
Yes.
long-term worries. So if you want to go to one of these parks, better do soon. Like originally, these two could be competitors. Like Six Flags America is kind of like
Yeah.
cheaper, but King's Dominion, like it's beautiful. I loved every visit
Yeah.
that I went there.
And that's
Even though Six Flags America isn't really the best at competition, even though it could be, because look at its prime real estate right here.
yeah,
Near
like right
one of the most
next to
important cities in the
Washington
country.
D.C. It could totally benefit from
It,
major
it's
investment.
kind of like my de facto home park. These parks right here don't really count. Like uh in terms of
Like
like
if we're
parks owned by
talking
big
real
chains,
amusement parks,
this
then Six
technically
Flags America is our kind of home park, but also it's 3 hours away. So,
it's like 2.5 hours away if you hurry. Although our de facto home park is Hershey Park. Let's be honest.
which is
Uh,
actually further.
that says a lot about the quality of Hershey Park over Six Flags. Like they
It
could be
does, yeah.
competitors, but they never were. But let's say we lived in Springfield, Virginia, and we we're deciding which park to go to over the weekend. Well, Six Flags America is right there, it's cheaper, but Kings Dominion has a quality experience. Okay, there's one argument to go to one over the other at least. But now that they're owned by the same chain, like you have two of these properties and they cannibalize each other's sales and increase in one would just mean decrease in the other. Which one do you get rid of? Well, let's analyze these properties. Kings Dominion has like more infrastructure. It's bigger. It most likely has uh higher tenants. It has tons and tons of land, but there's also Busch Gardens nearby that it
Yeah.
has to compete with. Six Flags America is in very valuable land near DC. Like more people are in the area, and if you don't mind walking a bit, you could take the metro there. If you're willing to like take an Uber or whatever, but you almost don't need a car to go there if you're in the area. But it's not as big a park. It has a fewer roller coasters than Kings Dominion, and it would take a
Yeah.
lot of investment to make it as good as Kings Dominion. So, my guess is Six Flags America goes bye bye. And if you're
Yeah,
lucky, the
that's
rides from
probably
that will
safe.
be disappear across the chain. But that only has a half success rating. I mean, Firebird, I don't care. I don't care.
But like
I don't care what you do with it. Wild One,
Wild One that have been around for over 100
Batwing is
years.
gone. Batwing is gone. I like
Yeah.
Batwing. I don't want it to go, but I understand the maintenance nightmare. So if you have to relocate uh at that point in its life, like, isn't even worth it. It'll go to next park and it's not gonna operate enough to be worth it. So I think if the park
Yeah.
closes, that's gone. I mean, that conflicts with my video on what if Six Flags America goes in 2022, but that's like uh the rules for that video is you try to relocate everything you possibly can, but
Right.
but still remain in ballpark reality. But we're trying to think like if we were the Six Flags mega corporation, what would we do? Six Flags America goes bye bye. Which even though that's the
Yes.
weakest park in the chain, that would still make me very sad because it had potential. There are a
It
couple
has
good things to
potential.
do there.
I don't really like Six
So
Flags America, but I see the potential that it has. It has great
yeah,
potential.
which
But the
almost
thing
makes me
is,
want to do an updated "What if Six Flags America closed" in the present year video, but I feel like that might encourage them to do the merger, so I kind of don't want to do it yet unless it's finalized.
yeah.
In case it's not clear by now, I don't think this merger is going to happen because there's going to be no competition. And even if one of these parks does remain, like there might be one park owned by SeaWorld or Universal somewhere nearby,
Yeah.
but uh, ov- overall, there's not going to be much incentive to invest too much into the parks. So the quality of the parks might go down noticeably. Like you're not, unless you're like Cedar, you're not going to see a roller coaster like ever again in a generation. Which uh,
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's
If you have a monopoly, if you own like every single of a certain product, why make it even better? Like,
yeah,
I
that's
can't.
that's
It's
the biggest problem
because
I
people are going
have
to
with
buy it anyway.
that's the biggest problem I have with this merger is the lack of competition, just the gigantic monopoly that this new company is going to have is just going to absolutely tank innovation in the roller coaster industry and the amusement industry as a whole. Like
This is
there's gonna be
socialism,
there's gonna be so many parks that
almost
are close
literally.
to each other, but since they're owned by the same people, there's going to be a park that's favored over the other, which could lead to closures. And I don't want that to happen.
That's
Like,
the thing I'm most worried about. Nothing I see or read online makes me less worried about. Like
no,
Six Flags
yeah.
Magic Mountain, not Bear Farm, I'm fine. Six Flags America gets the axe. Uh, and if you're lucky, some of the rides will be at other
Yeah.
parks. But I'd rather have the original park there.
Here's
I'd
another
rather.
here's another
Here's
interesting thing. Yeah.
another
Great
pair.
Adventure
Great
right
Adventure
there
and Dorney Park.
and Dorney Park. Yes.
Porny Dark. Which remember when I bought I don't have it here, but the book of answers that was on a Vsauce short, I asked, should we go to Dorney Park this year? And it said, don't hesitate. I asked, should we go in 2024 instead? And it gave like an answer saying we should go in 2023 instead. I mean, if we went next year, we would have ridden Iron Menace, but it's also kind of cool seeing like
Yeah.
the places for the footers dug up, like that. That's fine with
Yeah.
me. I still had a great time there. But
Yeah, it's a
now
good park.
is Dorney Park going to close? Hmm.
Well,
It's not as
let's
crazy as you
let's
think
think
it might.
about it in terms of
Let's analyze
other
it.
parks in the area. So obviously you got Hershey Park,
Okay,
not too
both of
far
them are
from.
near New York City and Philadelphia, so they're both in great areas. Uh, although Six Flags New Jersey is closer to the very important I-95, so it's in kind of
Wait,
a
did
better
you say
location.
Six Flags, New Jersey?
I'll have to go back into the
I
video and
think
let you
you
know.
said Six Flags, New Jersey.
Located Six Flags Great Adventure! This park is a big park. Derek and I have been there once each. I was supposed to go with him, but I got sick!
Ugh,
Ugh!
that is socialist.
And it's socialism! Like, it's a major park. You
But
have Nitro
unfortunately, I
there,
missed out on El Toro.
but at least you got the more minor credits out of the way. Like, it has Nitro, pretty good B&M
Yeah.
hybrid, Jersey Devil,
Jersey
the
Devil.
world's tallest,
Yeah.
fastest, longest single rail coaster, I think.
Except, I lied.
Well,
sort of.
King Nakal, the world's tallest coaster, in case it was clear.
Yes.
Zumancharo, the world's tallest drop tower, and El Toro, arguably the best wooden coaster in the country. It's great.
Yes.
And next year, they're going to receive
The Flash. They're
now that
going to
look,
receive the
Flash
Flash.
vertical velocity over here. Oh, it's already
Oh
on the
wow,
map.
it's already on
That's
the map, even though it's
that's the
not even
country
built yet.
first Super Boomerang by Vekoma. I'm looking forward to when that's going to happen.
Yeah,
As
and the
in
first
terms of
modern Vekoma thrill coaster as well.
when do I think I'm going to go to Great Venture again? Like I've been
I
planning my
don't know.
second visit since 2020. I don't know.
I don't know.
My guess is 2025. Like
Sure,
2024,
yeah.
I have a small budget for that year. I'm not going to reveal all the plans for 2024, of course, but long story short, all the plans for 2024 have been in place. Like the year's fully booked. The budget is
Yeah.
completely out. Like I just graduated college, but I still don't have an income yet. I need to focus on that and then do some adulting stuff. So it's going to be difficult raising money for this,
Yes.
unfortunately. So, but back to this, like Great Adventure has a lot of stuff. Dorney Park, like, I mean, I'm a coaster
Dorney
enthusiast.
Park is
I,
just
I
kind
would
of a
love to
small
visit
regional
both of
park.
these. I would love to visit both of these. Any enthusiast would say, "Oh, I would still go to both." Well, uh, 99% of people go to parks aren't enthusiasts. The
Yes.
the term usually given to them is GP or general public, which there's nothing wrong with being GP. Of course, they are great people. They just what they think of roller coasters is what I think of water parks. Like yeah, that
Yeah, kind
water
of.
parks fun. I could spend a day about it. Do I care about the manufacturers of water rides though? Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. It's kind of, and for most people, amusement parks are a once a year thing. I can't remember a time when that was the case for me. I can't remember. It's so strange. But let's say I live in Philadelphia. Which park should I spend the day at? Dorney Park has a couple things. There's Steel Force. That's
Just
kind of
kind of
cool.
looking at the map,
But
I
Great
think
Adventure
Great
has
Adventure is
King the
closer.
Ka. Yeah, I think
So I think
so.
most
It,
people would go
it
to.
might be more expensive, but like King the Ka, El Toro versus I mean Possess, Steel Force, Talon
Yeah, those are
are
pretty
quite
cool.
fun. El Toro. El Toro. El Toro. El Toro. King of God. El Toro. Jersey Devil. El
Nitro.
Toro. King of God. Nitro. El Toro. El Toro.
Jersey
Did I
Devil.
say El Toro yet? Jersey Devil. El Toro. Little Devil. El Toro. Did I say El Toro yet? You need. If you haven't read
The
El
new
Toro yet,
Kids
get on
Devil
them.
Coaster.
The Wahoo Bonsai Thunder Twisted Typhoon Surge. The ride. El Toro. Yeah.
Oh,
If
and
I
by the
live
way, El
in
Toro.
Philadelphia, and one final thing, El Toro. So, if I were in Philadelphia, I would go to Six Flags Great Adventure. I mean, yeah, the Allentown residents would probably go to Dorney Park because it's right there, but this is a major urban area where they want to
Yeah,
advertise
a lot of people live
and
there.
like, why keep Dorney Park open when if you close it, the residents can go to Six Flags Great Adventure instead, which already has majority of infrastructure. So is Dorney Park on the chopping block?
It could be, which
I,
really
I'm
would just suck.
Pony Tark is almost 100 years old, and is the end for Dorney Park coming soon?
Huh.
I'm not even laughing at the word "come." That's just such a scary thought.
Yeah.
I liked Dorney Park. It doesn't have to be big. It was fun. I love our day there.
And
I don't
plus,
want it to
Dorney
close. It
Park
has
is
such a rich history. What?
Dorney Park is closer to Hershey Park. So
That's right. I mean, Six Flags Great Adventure and Hershey Park have a rivalry going on since like the beginning of Great Adventure. So,
yeah,
like,
so
uh, like every time Hershey got something,
well
Great
I
Adventure got
think we
something. Like
can all
Hershey Park
agree
got Storm
the
Runner, and then
clear
this got
winner.
Kinda.
I think we can all agree the clear winner of all the competition in this area is Sesame Place.
Oh yeah, like of course,
Absolutely.
Oscar's Wacky Taxi Derek. How could
Yes,
we
of
forget?
course.
Yeah, yeah. Which
The
one's the
greatest coaster
real
ever
best park
built.
here?
Oscar's
And
Wacky Taxi. It's
and
themed
because of these
to
two parks,
Oscar the Grouch, who hides in a trash can, and the train is a taxi. What more could you ask for?
Oscar's Wacky Taxi, as the coaster parody said, it sounds like something that was brought up in a board meeting as a joke, but it actually miraculously got approved. I wish I could have gone with you. Both times you went, I was busy. I was busy. I had shit to do.
God damn
Ugh,
it.
I hate being busy. So I think Great Venture is still going to have some quality into it because nearby you have the Atlantic City parks, you have Hershey Park, Sesame Place, and Coney Island over
And
here.
even American Dream.
Oh, American Dream. Yeah, I keep forgetting that it's there. But yeah, they have TMNT Shellraiser, which is a very fun ride. And uh, actually, when I went to University of New Haven, even though New England was closer, I went to Great Venture before Six Flags New England. There's something about the quality of Six Flags Great Venture. I went here
Yeah.
with my roommate, but didn't make a video out of it. That was fun. So these are the three pairings I'm rather worried about. Dorney Park and Six Flags Great Adventure, Six Flags America, and Kings Dominion. These two are fine, but what are some other parks? Carowinds and Six Flags Over Georgia?
I think those
mean,
are far enough away that they're fine by themselves.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
200
226
miles,
miles.
that's
Yeah, like
those are
unless
totally
you're
fine.
unless you're on a big vacation, no one's going to go that
Yeah.
far for
And
a
I think
weekend. No
those
one's going to do
two
that.
and Dollywood form like a nice triangle. And so
They do actually.
they're not like that close to each other.
I mean, if you're willing to go this far for a music park, you're also willing to go this far. There's Dollywood, Lightning Rod. That's a fun ride. What are some other pairings that? Michigan's Adventure and Six Flags Great America, maybe.
Kind of, maybe, but that's a little bit of a
Maybe.
stretch. I think that's a little bit
Maybe.
of a stretch.
Yeah, the parks that I'm most
Or
worried about are Six Flags
maybe
America and Dorney Park.
no. I was about to say Canada's Wonderland and La Ronde, but those are far enough away that
Oh,
they don't
these are
interrupt with each other.
massively far apart. Like, look at that. Look at that. That's a
Yeah,
6-hour drive.
those are for sure safe.
La Ronde is perfectly safe. And also, there's Six Flags Park here, Six Flags Park here, but they continue to exist. Like, 170 miles is enough to make a brand new amusement park. I mean, how much is there between here and here? 96 miles. So maybe 96 miles is enough to make. I mean,
Yeah.
this is more like a day destination park, and this is
Yeah.
more like a
I
family
think the
park.
main parks that are in trouble are California's Great America, obviously, Six Flags America, and Dorney Park.
Dorney Park,
I think those three are the ones that they're
Six
going to
Flags
be
America,
looking at.
California's Great America, as if it wasn't enough danger.
And even like
already.
smaller Six Flags parks that aren't like in like even smaller Six Flags parks, like Six Flags St. Louis, is far enough away from Worlds of Fun that they
Oh,
wouldn't.
here's Worlds of Fun here, and there's Silver Dollar City.
Those are far enough away that they won't
These
interact
are
with each
far
other.
enough to warrant new Six
Yes.
Flags parks, so I'm not too worried about that. And these are far enough away to make two major Cedar Fair parks, so that wasn't enough. That's enough distance, so it's safe. Like 4 hours or more, that's safe. But
Yes.
most people go on the weekend. So like within 3 hours drive, that's the range that people are willing to travel to amusement parks from. So these three are on the chopping block, and that makes me very worried. Nothing I read online makes me less worried about that.
No, yeah. That's like really concerning.
The beauty of capitalism is that it encourages people to make a better product, but when
I'm hoping that well no, because if the parks were to be bought by other people, then that would just
I mean, yeah, that could be an option.
I mean,
Six Flags
could be an option,
California's Great America, or
but why would
Six
they
Flags America,
sell it?
Why would they sell it when what you're selling is just a ticket for someone to create competition with you, and
exactly
they would just take money away from you, so you have to make a better park.
Well, the reason for
price.
that is competition drives innovation.
Exactly.
And innovation
that's
is what gets people to your parks. And that's why this merger is a dumbass idea. It's stupid.
Exactly. Like,
and
one thing that makes me worry even more.
If you look at the quarter 3 earnings, right? Cedar Fair, they're doing pretty well for themselves. Six Flags, no, they're not.
Not so much, if at all.
Yeah, not so much. Salim Basoul's promises of the premium experience they haven't really come to fruition that
I
well.
mean, the parks that aren't on the chopping block uh will probably see some interesting investments over the years. It's there's going to be more Cedar Fair stuff added than Six Flags. And so I think financially the park is going to be fine, but I really don't want to see these places go. One thing that makes me
No.
even more worried than one of these parks closing is okay, so Six Flags Discovery Kingdom is the only park in the entirety of Northern California. And so there's no competition.
The only
They see no
major
reason
park.
to invest in it anymore. People, and just so we're clear, it's an entertainment chain, but there are substitutes for entertainment other than amusement parks. Like there's downtown San Francisco. You can just spend a day over there if you want. If they don't invest in park as much because there's no incentive to, there's no other amusement park. If
Right.
people aren't happy with their experience, they might think, let's just go to Golden Gate Park instead. And so,
Yeah.
is this the
So
is this the beginning of the downfall of most amusement parks in North America?
I sure hope not.
I mean, sometimes a park in the middle of nowhere could be successful. Like Silverwood is like the only park with that many coasters in like a 500-mile plus circle. It could be, but uh,
Lagoon as well.
I Laguna Zone. That's like the only major park in Utah. I mean, it could, but with this new monopoly mindset, I'm not so sure. Like Lagoon, I don't know who owns Lagoon, but it's a smaller uh chain, so they
Yeah.
want to get many people to their park from the area as they can, because remember, it's not just
Yeah.
other amusement parks are competing with. If there's another park like in Provo or something, yeah, that would be a major competitor. But threat of substitutes is something you have to consider when providing any
Yes.
product, service, or experience.
Yes.
Threat of substitutes.
And that's
So
why I think competition in the amusement
yeah,
industry is good to have
that's
around.
right.
Obviously, the parks in like California will probably be fine because of, well,
The
at
Los
least in
Angeles parks,
Southern California.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
those are
Nord
fine because of
like
Disney and
Northern California is
Universal
very
that are
different
right
than Southern
there.
California. Yeah,
But like
but North
in terms of like almost all of the other parks, like if they have a monopoly over those, then they're just going to be competing with themselves, and some parks are going to close
yeah,
probably.
yeah. Why invest in Dorney Park when the guests going there would have gone to Six Flags Great Adventure instead? And so, uh, your profit never really goes anywhere, because when you make more money here, you make less money here. So, uh, two options: sell the park or exit. Uh, and why sell the park when you're just giving them the buyer a chance to give you competition? So you get the axe. Which actually kind of reminds me of a Halloween costume idea I had, which Halloween was 3 days ago. A little bit of a break from that. I had an
Yeah,
idea for a Halloween costume literally 3 days after Halloween. That means I have plenty of time to get ready for it. You know how we have an ongoing joke where
I also
we
had
call.
a I also had a costume idea, but it was
I'll
before
let you go
Halloween,
first.
but I also didn't have enough time to do it.
Well, I have a very funny idea. You know how we have an ongoing joke where we call Didney Didney? We don't want to use the actual name because we're going to
Yes.
get sued. Well, I thought I could just put on like a suit and then get a mini moose. I'll get a mini moose pin, put it on like the collar, and then I'll get like a drink coaster and then like a hammer. And can you guess what I am? Like I'll have a big suit.
You could
I'm being like a Disney lawyer. Like every time you say the word, they're going to come. They're going to no, not that kind of thing. Like the Disney executives are going to go towards the house. They're going to slam the judge's hammer on the coaster, and they're going to sue you. I'm just going to be a Disney executive trying to sue you.
and you'll have a McRat. You'll have a McRat pin.
A Mick Rat pin. That's a good way of altering it. A Mick actually is Mick Rat in the public domain? Hey Siri, is Mickey Mouse in the public domain yet?
Mickey Mouse specifically, having first
Oh,
appeared
in
1928,
2024.
will be in a public domain work in 2000.
Ooh.
Mick Rat enters the public domain 2024, but
Mm.
the word Disney is trademarked. So if you ever say the actual
Yes.
word, the lawyers are going to come to your house and they're going to sue you. Like, imagine if you coordinate with a bunch of your buddies, like at least 2 other people, and then every time someone says the word, like the actual word Disney, a pack of 3 people just walks towards you with the judge's hammer slamming on the table, and they're trying to.
Yeah, you're just holding just like a gavel, and then the little thing the gavel sits on it just.
Next Halloween, I'm going to be a Disney executive,
But here's
going to your house, going to sue you.
here's my idea. What if, as like a kind of joke for this, so it's somewhat related to the merger, but also not. So okay, so trying to for example,
You're not Joe
so
Biden,
for
Derek.
example, so with this mergers, kind of like Cedar Fair parks are becoming Six Flags parks because the company that owns them is going to be called
Sort of.
Six Flags.
Sort of.
Sort of. Not in like management wise, but like
in name, yes.
possibly maybe they'll have a name extension like Cedar Point, a Six Flags park. That would sound really weird.
I think I know what direction you're heading with this. I know.
So my idea for next Halloween would be to dress up as Mr. Six and go to, and maybe I could go to amusement parks and amusement parks that
one
aren't
that's not a Six Flags park.
like, so for example, I could dress up as Mr. Six and then go to Hershey Park Dark Nights and then be like, and then be like,
you're going to Hershey Park just to Six.
it's like I'm going to go to Hershey Park as Mr. Six, and I'm going to take over the park, and I'm going to read everything to Looney Tunes and DC Comics.
Oh my god! You know what? That gives me kind of a shower thought. Remember my video where I made a amusement park themed to George Carlin, and at the beginning I say, "Well, this is not a Six Flags park," or so I've been told. No, it's not. But not for long. And then Mr. Six brings a bus full of people and forcibly takes over the park, rethemes everything.
That's kind of happening in real life, but also not really.
Predicted the merging!
A year before it happened!
14 months in advance, I predicted the merging!
Holy
penis! We said that at the same time on my end.
I'm not sure about slightly out of sync for me.
Well, on my end, it was perfect. Holy penis! Whenever I use that clip, I have to give credit to you for a clip that I edited myself. It's kind of weird. Also, when editing your Knoble videos, when I say, once I said something like, I have a video like that too, go ahead and check that out. But I was saying I to represent you, which that was kind of interesting.
Yes.
I predicted the merging a year ahead of time. That was a warning to you people. So,
I think we should probably try and wrap this up since this video is probably very long.
Yeah, it's going to, even just assembling it is going to take forever. So, let's wrap this up soon.
Yes.
Do you have any closing thoughts, Dirk?
Oh, so as my closing thoughts, the merger is interesting. There may be some good things that come from it, but really we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. I think there's just a lot of uncertainty. right now.
And if one of your home parks is California's Great America, Six Flags America, or Dorney Park, you better hold on to dear life.
You better
I
keep the
hope
parks open, you fuck!
I will hope for you. I will pray for you. Like, and also, Salim Basul technically has a rule over Cedar Point as chairman. Praise the Lord
Oh
Jesus
no.
Christ, hallelujah. Salim
Oh
Basul has power
no.
over Cedar Point.
Oh no.
I think we found the actual scariest thing about this merger. Salim Basul has power over Cedar Point. No!
No!